America's talking about something maybe you've done before. I know I have. Life as an intern. If you've ever done a coffee run or picked up the boss's dry cleaning, you've lived that not-so-glamorous life of an intern. But, you know, these days seem to be demanding more from their work experience, and some are fighting back against being overworked and unpaid. Okay, listen to this. But first, let me introduce my guest. College professor and HLN contributor Jason Johnson here with me in Atlanta. Also, comedian and blogger Carolyn Castiglia. Always great to see her as well. She joined us from New York. All right, so this is what got us talking, folks. A former intern is suing Bad Boy Entertainment. That's P. Diddy's company, or Puff Daddy, or whatever he's calling himself these days. She claims they used her like a real employee, but they didn't pay her, okay? They made her do expense reports and get coffee. Oh, okay. And then we also heard a sad story about an intern at Bank of America. Now, this really is sad. She died after working several round-the-clock shifts. Her death was actually linked to epilepsy, which can be triggered by a lack of sleep. But, you know, then there's this case in D.C. about this petition that's circulating about with interns trying to get paid. If the White House interns were paid minimum wage, it would cost more than $2 million a year. So they want to get something. And then finally, how about this student who got an internship with Senator Harry Reid? She couldn't afford to live in Washington without a paycheck, so she posted her story on Indiegogo, and she's getting donations to fund her living expenses for 5 months on Capitol Hill. That's kind of it. I think that's impressive. All right, Jason, you work with college students every day. Are they expecting too much from these unpaid internships?
Some of them are and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Like the woman who's suing Bad Boy, did she not watch Making the Band? We all did. She should have known.
What did she miss?
Yeah, I was like, Diddy doesn't pay anybody, so she should have known better than that. But I think it really depends on the circumstances. I think some of these kids think they're going to get paid. A lot of times they shouldn't expect it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Carolyn, aren't these a rite of passage? You got to pick up coffee, you got to get the dry cleaning, you got to do what they tell you?
I mean, yes and no, but I have to jump in about the Bad Boy thing. I believe it was Oprah who said, Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. You can't work at a company called Bad Boy. You got to know that's not going to be good, girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it.
But, you know, guys, look, I'm going to say this. I remember being an intern. I would do anything, and the idea, and obviously within reason.
Right.
Why do I always say stuff like that? It sounds wrong. But anyway, folks, I would work like crazy. And my key, Jason, was to get the experience, because if my boss wasn't doing the work, I could learn what they were doing. And then it's like I have the job itself. I didn't care about getting money. Is it just me, or am I off base?
Though. It depends on where you're coming from. I come from Hiram College. This is a small Midwestern school.
Yeah.
It's expensive to go work in Washington, D.C. You know, the housing is expensive. The clothing is expensive. And so I do think some of these congressmen need to take into consideration, if you're from a small, poor district, throw some cash that kid's way. They're trying to be a public servant. It's not cheap.
Yeah. So
I totally agree. I think that Washington interns and White House interns should be paid, but I think we have to be really specific, you know? They shouldn't be made to do menial tasks, and they should be made in cash, paid in cash, unlike during the Clinton administration when they were made to do a lot of dry cleaning and paid in cigars.
I can't believe you went there.
Yeah.
I can't, but I should have known it was coming.
Right.
All right,
Exactly,
so Carolyn, so Carolyn, if you had an intern, what would you have them do for you?
Oh my God, wax my mustache? That would probably be thing number one. And all the other things I can't get to. Shave my legs. It's more of a personal assistant, really. Slash boyfriend, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while.
What about you, Jason?
Hey, I've had research assistants. I've had them clean my office. There are people who clean my office watching right now, okay? So you make students do anything. And the thing is, yeah, as long as you appreciate them, write them a good recommendation, and sometimes that's the best payment they can get. I think if you're not going to pay them, give them a good recommendation, give them job references. You got to help them out some way.
Okay, Carolyn Castiglia, Jason Johnson, folks, they're looking for interns.
Yes.
Give them a call. I mean,
Yeah, Ryan, listen, I'm always happy to be on your show for free as long as you don't ask me to get your lunch.
Okay, just coffee then. No, I'm joking. Thanks, Carolyn. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.